Being happy doesn't mean that everything is perfect. It means that you've decided to look beyond the imperfections.
If you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito.
The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. Act the way you'd like to be, and soon you'll be the way you'd like to act. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. Fault always lies in the same place, with him weak enough to lay blame.
An education is not so much about making a living as making a person.
The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. Travel brings wisdom only to the wise. It renders the ignorant more ignorant than ever. Winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners.
If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor.
In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our
To think too long about doing a thing often becomes its undoing.
Light is more important than the lantern, the palm more important than the notebook.
I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet.
No boat moves an inch if the sailor has not will to paddle.
Too many doubts grow in the cracks of silence and separation. Time always exposes what you truly mean to someone. There is nothing more important than your eternal salvation.
Anyone who doesn't take truth seriously in small matters cannot be trusted in large ones either. Take responsibility of your own happiness. Never put it in other people's hands.
Truth is what your contemporaries let you get away with.
Life is not about perfection. It's about persistence.
He who pursues fame at the risk of losing his self is not a scholar.
The superior man is slow in his words and earnest in his conduct. Life is like a beautiful melody, only the lyrics are messed up.
Success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose.
Discipline your mind to see the good in every situation and look on the best side of every event. Common man's patience will bring him more happiness than common man's power.
No matter how safe and beautiful it is, a cage is still a cage. All the world is made of faith and trust and pixie dust.
Seeing a miracle will inspire you, but knowing you are a miracle will change you.
Birth is not the beginning. Death is not the end. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent.
Time heals almost everything. Give it time.
I only want to write, and there's no college for that, except life.
The only reason for a test is to grow our faith in his ability to help us pass it. I feel like a big faker because I've been putting my life back together and nobody knows. Cunning grows in deceit at seeing itself discovered and tries to deceive with truth itself.
Fear is nothing more than a negative assessment of risk.
I can learn to live with guilt. I don't care about being good. We have to dare to be ourselves, however frightening or strange that self may prove to be. Don't ever trust men with good intentions. They'll always disappoint you. Leo. There's nothing wrong with not understanding yourself.
Don't flail against the world. Use it. Flexibility is the operative principle in the art of war.
Feet sandaled with dreams tread paths of vision, leading to wisdom's sharp peaks. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. Focus on you. People come and go. Truth is something believed in heart. Fact is, anything happened in realities. Light must come from inside. You cannot ask the darkness to leave you. You must turn on the light. Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened. Chase after the truth like all hell, and you'll free yourself, even though you never touch its coattails. The beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. Unless you realize your true self as the divine, your life is meaningless.
A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. Grace isn't a little prayer you chant before receiving a meal. It's a way to live. Be patient when becoming someone you haven't been before.
Life isn't about what you get, it's about what you do with what you get. Be the kind of person who catches the shit before it hits the fan, not the one who scrapes it off afterwards.
That it will never come again is what makes life so sweet.
I am not afraid to die. I am only afraid of saying goodbye to you forever.
I encounter one example after another of how relative truth is.
There is no such thing as magic, supernatural, miracle, only something that's still beyond logic of the observer. Some people are like clouds. When they disappear, it's a beautiful day.
Don't share your personal life with anyone. Do not let anyone have anything that could harm you. Truth often sacrificed for the sake of stability and peace.
Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Some people avoid thinking deeply in public only because they are afraid of coming across as suicidal. A real decision is measured by the fact that you've taken a new action. If there's no action, you haven't truly decided.
It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer.
If we thought more for ourselves, we would have very many more bad books and very many more good ones. Do not give them a candle to light the way. Teach them how to make fire instead. That is the meaning of enlightenment.
I admire those who do good and expect nothing in return.
Man starts over again every day, in spite of all he knows, against all he knows. They lived like monkeys still, while their new god powers lay around them in the weeds. It's a rare gift to know where you need to be before you've been to all the places you don't need to be. The greatest win is walking away and choosing not to engage in drama and toxic energy at all. If you only write when inspired, you may be a fairly decent poet. You'll never be a novelist. Attitude is a choice. Think positive thoughts daily. Believe in yourself.
Thinking something does not make it true. Wanting something does not make it real. Health is hearty. Health is harmony. Health is happiness.
Art is the lie that enables us to realize the truth. The worst memories stick with us, while the nice ones always seem to slip through our fingers.
You can't be brave if you've only had wonderful things happen to you. Si no usaba esta vida, entonces la estaba desperdiciando.
Every comforting word is a command from a man of action, while every word of command is commotion from a man of just words. Embrace the truth that joy does not happen to us. It reflects our mindset and choices. Root for others to win, and you will remain blessed. There is always room for more people to elevate.
He who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing.
When you open your mind, You open new doors to new possibilities for yourself and new opportunities to help others. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. I had a dream about you last night. You were a giant slinky, and I watched you fall down the stairs. Being able to write becomes a kind of shield, a way of hiding, a way of instantly transforming pain into honey. Everything will be all right in the end, so if it is not all right, it is not the end. Life is not like water. Things in life don't necessarily flow over the shortest possible route. Deeply respecting yourself is the first step toward having a deep respect for others. If you believe in destiny and its special magic, do not ever feel that the pain you carry is going to become real. A strange thing, words. Once they're said, it's hard to imagine they're untrue. Power does not corrupt. Fear corrupts, perhaps the fear of a loss of power. A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but just a few of the right words can paint 1,000 pictures. Ruin is a gift. Ruin is the road to transformation.
I don't think of all the misery, but of the beauty that still remains.
The truth was only another mask, even if it was the best fit, closest to skin and all that lay beneath.
A truth that's told with bad intent beats all the lies you can invent.
The torch of doubt and chaos, this is what the sage steers by.
Time is precious, but truth is more precious than time.
Trees that are slow to grow bear the best fruit. Don't ruin a good today by thinking about a bad yesterday. Let it go. Swords can win territories but not hearts. Forces can bend heads but not minds.
Tongues in trees, books in running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything.
Every concept of reality is all in our head. Belief is what makes truth. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. If the emotions are free, the intellect will look after itself. Beauty exists not in what is seen and remembered, but in what is felt and never forgotten.
Show me that I am everywhere, and get me home for tea.
No regrets, just lessons. No worries, just acceptance. No expectations, just gratitude. Life is too short. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Gotta keep my head above water. Gotta make it through.
An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. You must let suffering speak if you want to hear the truth.
We fool ourselves so much we could do it for a living. It does not take courage to kill. It takes courage to live. Most of us have the good or bad fortune of seeing our lives fall apart so slowly we barely notice. We remember the past, live in the present, and write the future. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. A point of view can be a dangerous luxury when substituted for insight and understanding.
Changing is what people do when they have no options left.
You don't get to choose not to pay a price. You only get to choose which price you pay. Sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to take 10 forward. It is better to walk in light than to dance in darkness. There's only so much emotional superglue in a person's soul that everything just stays broken.
Ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon or star. Never say anything about yourself you don't want to come true. You don't put your life into your books. You find it there.
When all seems to be against you, remember, a ship sometimes has to sail against the current, not with it. The right thing to do and the hard thing to do are usually the same. The secret of life is honesty and fair dealing. If you can fake that, you've got it made.
The essence of technology is by no means anything technological.
I know I'm not going to be in your head all the time, but once you know me, I'll be forever in your heart.
There is no instance of a nation benefiting from prolonged warfare.
Fear tends to come from ignorance. Once I knew what the problem was, it was just a problem. Nothing to fear.
I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge.
Every story I create creates me. I write to create myself.
You cannot open a book without learning something. Deeds will not be less valiant because they are unpraised.
There would be no society if living together depended upon understanding each other. When you judge another, you do not define them, you define yourself. It's a good idea always to do something relaxing prior to making an important decision in your life.
You never know who you're inspiring or uninspiring. People notice more than you think.
Every existing thing is born without reason, prolongs itself out of weakness, and dies by chance. The more ways you can tell a story and paint a picture, the better it is. Sometimes people are beautiful, not in looks, not in what they say, just in what they are. I assess the power of a will by how much resistance, pain, torture it endures and knows how to turn to its advantage. If you reveal your secrets to the wind, you should not blame the wind for revealing them to the trees. The world is so full of a number of things. I'm sure we should all be as happy as kings.
The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination.
Bad men rule by the feebleness of the ruled, and this is just. The triumph of weaklings would not be just. Life consists of what man is thinking about all day. If there never was a night or day and memories could fade away, then we'd be nothing left but the dreams we made.
Fes est ab hoste docere. One should learn even from one's enemies.
Those who will not reason are bigots, those who cannot are fools, and those who dare not are slaves.
The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. People who fit don't seek. The seekers are those that don't fit. You often meet your fate on the road you take to avoid it.
Focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. The words kept coming back to him. Statement of a mystical truth and a palpable absurdity. You better hide that heart of yours. Won't lead you anywhere you want to go. I try to avoid looking forward or backward and try to keep looking upward.
Some people could look at a mud puddle and see an ocean with ships.
The best way to have a good idea is to have a lot of ideas.
But man's duty is to try and endeavor. Success depends upon chance and environments.
When terrible things have happened to you, sometimes the promise of something good can be just as frightening. My one regret in life is that I am not someone else. Everything looks impossible initially, and then everything eases out gradually. Beginning is the key.
You're thinking about something, and it makes you forget to talk. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
Stop doing what is easy. Start doing what is right. What is too absurd to be believed is believed because it is too absurd to be a lie.
I'm going to try speaking some reckless words, and I want you to try to listen recklessly. The inner fire is the most important thing mankind possesses.
We have not been rewarded to evolve over our failures, but punished never to make mistakes again.
What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease.
I'm killing time while I wait for life to shower me with meaning and happiness. The most important thing is this: to sacrifice what you are now for what you can become tomorrow. Your rebel soul shines like a diamond pulled from dust, bright, clear, and flawless. You only struggle because you're ready to grow, but aren't willing to let go.
It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. The line between disorder and order lies in logistics.
Problems in science are sometimes made easier by adding complications. You cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him find it within himself. We do not remember days, we remember moments. The richness of life lies in memories we have forgotten. The goal is timeless. Chase the moment and you lose. The only person that has power to put boundaries on your dreams is you. To be truly ignorant, be content with your own knowledge.
Having the life of your dreams is simple. Make conscious choices.
Fear is a probability by its own cause of actions. If we live by it, we lose all the possibilities of endurance. To free yourself from perceived bonds, you must test the strengths of those restraints and risk failure. There is no limit to the amount of good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit.
Pretend inferiority and encourage his arrogance.
We had the experience but missed the meaning. An approach to the meaning restores the experience in a different form.
Overconfidence blows out the risk. Inferiority magnifies it.
Inspiration is sometimes as simple as a shared smile. But I do know which is the least popular. The truth. I was always looking outside myself for strength and confidence, but it comes from within. It is there all the time. A man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary. We dance round in a ring and suppose, but the secret sits in the middle and knows. Snow floated down every once in a while, but it was frail snow, like a memory fading into the distance.
I know the joy of fishes in the river, through my own joy, as I go walking along the same river.
Giving thanks fills you with light and joy so you can shine like the bright star you truly are. There are two tragedies in life. One is to lose your heart's desire. The other is to gain it.
That knowledge, which stops at what it does not know, is the highest knowledge.
Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. We choose our joys and sorrows long before we experience them. It was like when you ripped a piece of paper into two. No matter how you tried, the seams never fit exactly right again.
For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. Power is not revealed by striking hard or often, but by striking true.
Life is dear to every living thing. The worm that crawls upon the ground will struggle for it.
No one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of others.
The triumph can't be had without the struggle.
Never get bitter. Life is a medley of good and bad ingredients. I do not like to repeat successes. I like to go on to other things.
I don't need it to be easy. I need it to be worth it. The only person who can pull me down is myself, and I'm not going to let myself pull me down anymore.
If you are not having fun, you are doing something wrong.
A man must not be without shame, for the shame of being without shame is shamelessness indeed.
Rely not on the likelihood of the enemy's not coming, but on our own readiness to receive him.
To see what is right and not do it is the worst cowardice. Cut not the wings of your dreams, for they are the heartbeat and the freedom of your soul.
No matter how good you get, you can always get better, and that's the exciting part.
All that happens means something. Nothing you do is ever insignificant.
If it keeps you happy, keep it quiet.
There is no problem more difficult to solve than that created by ourselves. The task of modern man is not to find his inner self, but to create himself. Truth has a resonance to it that fills the cracks where falsehoods lie. In the midst of difficulties, we are always ready to seize an advantage. We may extricate ourselves from misfortune.
There are few reasons for telling the truth, but for lying, the number is infinite.
It's strange how dreams get under your skin and give your heart a test for what's real and what's imaginary. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. To assess the quality of thoughts of people, don't listen to their words, but watch their actions. We spend money that we do not have on things we do not need to impress people who do not care.
You grow mentally weak when your life is too comfortable.
Fight for what you believe in, for if you don't, you will be forever fighting against yourself. Searching outside of you is samsara. Searching within you leads to nirvana.
Speak to me. I will spend my lifetime trying to understand you.
The wise man knows that it is better to sit on the banks of a remote mountain stream than to be emperor of the whole world.
Always stand up for truth, regardless of who steps on it. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. Strange what being forced to slow down could do to a person.
There are souls in this world who have the gift of finding joy everywhere and leaving it behind them when they go.
When you change your thoughts, remember to also change your world.
Respect and take care of the people. It's for the people. In return, you get respect from the people.
Your words start to lose value when your actions don't match. Dream big. Wake up. Take the first step into the unknown.
There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so.
Talent is helpful in writing, but guts are absolutely essential.
You are all the colors in one, at full brightness.
Things don't happen for no reason. They happen to teach you something.
You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. You must do the things you think you cannot do. To use your head, you have to go out of your mind.
To truly laugh, you must be able to take your pain and play with it. We may be small and we may be young, but we will shake the world for our beliefs.
The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives.
Having nothing to struggle against, they have nothing to struggle for.
War is not just the shower of bullets and bombs from both sides. It is also the shower of blood and bones on both sides. Life is a moderately good play with a badly written third act.
Where you are in a few months depends on what you do today.
90% of everything you believe you can achieve in life you will.
Always blow your own trumpet. Blowing someone else's is unhygienic.
Regardless of how black the page, he had always managed to turn it and move on to a new chapter in his life.
Adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. Only dead fish go with the flow. If freedom is short of weapons, we must compensate with willpower.
And all the lives we ever lived, and all the lives to be, are full of trees and changing leaves.
Feel your emotions, live true your passions, keep still your mind.
We are addicted to our thoughts. We cannot change anything if we cannot change our thinking.
I never said it would be easy. I only said it would be worth it. In fact, the truth cannot be communicated until it is perceived.